basically move my family to Thailand for sort of three months at the time. And I said, it's ridiculous to go out and try and do something in 3 months. You know, you need a longer period of time to try and trying to change the culture and trying to be successful there. And in the end, it ended up with 6 months. And within the space of, I always remember, because I went in October and I arrived the day before my wife's birthday in '98, and we had the Asian Games in December, and everyone had a high expectation because it was in Bangkok, but no one really thought that, you know, Thailand could actually go to the semi-finals. And of course we went to the semi-finals and created a bit of history there. Because they'd gone to the semi-finals before and got third place, but to be fair, it was when there was no big guns like Japan, Korea, Iran, Saudi Arabia. You know, it was a very small tournament. So to actually do it against the big guns, as it were, was a tremendous achievement. And of course, in the quarter-final, we knocked Korea out, you know, with a golden goal. So, and it was... Well, one of the players, I always remember my goalkeeper, Chai Young, come up to me and he says to me, "You don't believe what you've done, you've become a hero for this country." And I didn't think that way, but it was, you know, it was ironic really, because I read in the paper that when it was saying about Peter Withe, and it was saying that there hadn't been a foreign coach who had been successful. And I took liberty to that, because when I came here, within 6 months, we'd got 4th place in the Asian Games. We won the Tiger Cup. We won the Sea Games. We had back-to-backs in the Tiger Cup. They got to the World Cup, the last 10 of the World Cup, in the first time in their history. So I took them to the World Cup, the last 10 of the World Cup. So, you know, I take it a little bit of homage that people say that a foreign coach has not been successful. If you look back probably in the record books, I've been the most successful coach that they've had. So, and then we had 5 years in the end. It was a total of 5 years, and in them 5 years, it went from 6 months to 12 months, 12 months, 2 years, 2 years, 3 years, 3 years. And it was ironic, really. I was going to leave. I actually got an offer to go and do ESPN, and was probably, I was speaking to George at ESPN, and it was probably within a week of joining ESPN that a new sponsor was found, and the new sponsor at the time said, "I will only sponsor if you keep Peter Withe, you know, at Thailand." So I had a further 2 years of it then.
Now you're joining up with ESPN back here at Phuket to help raise money and play a bit of golf. Is that a nice tie-up again to come back here on pleasure rather than, say, football coaching?
Yeah, well, they've asked me a few times to come up here when they've had the tournaments, and it's just been impossible for me to come away because of commitments. But this time, you know, Kathy and myself, we haven't been back. We've been in Perth now for over 12 months, and we haven't been sort of out of Perth, mainly because of visa issues and one thing and another. But it was an opportunity for us to come back to Thailand and to help, because I know through past experience what it's like, you know, the amount of things that we've done as a football team in Thailand for underprivileged children and for other people. We've tried to do as much as what we possibly can, and it's nice to come back here and just try and help us as best as what you can.
And in fact, on Friday they are going to use your coaching skills, I gather, with a youth football home here in Phuket, in Thalang, just for an hour. But will that be nice? I mean, that is obviously, isn't it important to encourage the youth, the younger kids, where the talent probably is still there?
Well, you find out when you come to Thailand that you sort of get thrust onto situations. This is a pleasant sort of situation that's going to happen. But I've had it where I've actually been called to a school and gone to the school, and I've had 500 children to coach. And when I've asked them, I said, "What equipment have you got?" And they've said, "Oh, we've got 3 balls and nothing else," and you've had to coach 500 children. So, you know, to actually help and do something, to put something back and to help, because you see it, you know, I mean, I've done it for the Klong schools up in Bangkok, you know, Father Joe and different things like that. we took the kids out, and some of these kids haven't even seen grass. And to see them light up their eyes and get the national team and get these young kids kicking the national players was a bit of an experience. So it's good to do that sort of thing.
ESPN invited you here and Laguna. They're raising money for this school in Phang Nga, which was very badly hit compared to Phuket. And you're going to raise the money through a golf tournament here at Laguna Golf Course. First, how is your golf?
Well, I actually live on a golf course in a golf course called Joondalup Resort in Perth. Well, it's up in Joondalup, which is the northern suburbs of Perth. I sort of where we're sitting now, if you look in the back, I don't even have to walk that far to get to the first tee. I work about 20 yards and get to the first tee. So my golf has now come down to 6, which is the lowest official handicap, although I've been down to 3 before. 6 is my official handicap because I've been a member of a golf club now. So my golf is quite good. I'm quite looking forward to it. And it's a long time since I played here. The last time I played here at Laguna was with a friend of mine called Michael Hoskins, who's also involved in this putting it together. So I'm looking forward to it because it's a long time since I played Laguna.
That's on Saturday afternoon, and in the heat of the day, by the way, and that people come along and watch if they want. That's about 11 till, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 hours it'll take? Get around?
It depends on how the other players are. It can take 5 hours to get around the golf course, but I should imagine with the caddies and everything, it'll 4.5 hours max.
I gather there's about 17 teams, all the ESPN presenters and stars from there. Each got a team. You've got a team. You're one of the first teams. And then there's an auction at the Sheraton in the evening at 7 p.m. I think it starts. People can still come along to that. There's tickets available. And they have an auction as well as you're giving a speech.
I believe so, yes, but my speech will probably be, as I say, about 10 or 15 minutes. Normally people, when I go to these functions, is they want to ask you questions, about your time in Thailand. It's probably the only way, really, sometimes of Thai people asking you questions, because they want to ask you questions, but we know that sometimes they don't want to put their hand up and ask you a question. So it gives me an opportunity for them to find out about certain things that happened in Thai football.
And then there'll be an auction after your speech, I think, with various prizes, tickets for the Charity Shield or Community Shield. They're going to have a team against the reporters. Should be interesting. We'll try and film that and show that next week. And then on Sunday, you're going off to see the school where they're raising the money for in Phang Nga. You're going to hope to join them?
Yes, I would like to go because, I think it's important that you go and see what you're raising the money for and go and see the children. I'll tell you, this is a true story that happened with me, with the Thai national team. I remember with the players all got together and I said to them, how are you doing with your bonuses? Because they used to get bonuses for winning. And Zico, who was the captain at the time, he said, we've got 30,000 baht that we're going to donate to one of the Klong schools. And I said, which one? And he said, it's one out at Watana. So I said, right, okay, so if you're putting that in, I'll double that. I'll put that money in. And then my manager said he'll put double in. So I remember going out to this school, and I was standing there, and it was like lunchtime, and we were all sort of feeding and everything. And I looked over at this table, and I said to one of the girls, I said, why is that table it seems a bit isolated? And she said, that's all the children who've got HIV. And my immediate thought was, if this was a British team or an English team, that no one would go anywhere near this table, just because they don't know anything about it. Now, I was fortunate enough, I met a doctor who explained to me about HIV and told me a little bit about it. And I seen every single one of my players go and sit on this table, and were feeding the children and hugging them and kissing them. And it was just tremendous to see, and this is, it's always good to go and see that and see the sort of the environments that you have to go and sometimes live in.
Well, that's nice.